Hey, thanks for joining us again at the Acquirable Podcast. We're on site at BTF, and we are with Michael, who I'm just going to say was the original Uber Eats, DoorDash before it ever happened. You always hear people say, "Oh, I had that idea before it ever happened." Yeah. Well, you did.
You did.
Yeah. So talk to us, man. Tell us your story.
Bro. Absolutely. Great to be here.
Yeah.
First of all, I love the name of this
thank you.
podcast, but I like the tagline even better.
Yeah.
You know, I just recently trademarked Be Hard to Copy.
Oh.
You know, based on the fact that if you want to get your company acquired at some point, build a company that's differentiated based on a good strategy.
I love that.
So anyways, I love it. So
I love
side
that.
note,
That's
side
awesome,
note.
man.
Yeah, so I was in college, and it was 1993. And I'd love to say that this, like, it was my idea for the business, but it wasn't. I had done something that I'd never done before. I wrote down my goals for the coming year.
Okay.
Because this is 92.
Okay.
And one of my goals was find an idea for a business. Don't ask me why. I was in college. I was in year 7 of my 4-year degree. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know what inspired.
Getting it done fast.
Yeah. I don't know what inspired me, but somehow I had this idea.
Yeah.
So 2 months later, sure enough, my brother and his best friend came to me and they're like, we got this crazy idea for this business. They pitched me on this company. Eventually, we called it Restaurants on the Run. And I'm like, what's this company going to do? And there's like, well, we're going to deliver food from restaurants that don't deliver. And I'm like, deliver it to who? And they're like, we're going to deliver it to homes and businesses. And I'm like, I don't get, how are they going to get a hold of it? I didn't get it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, this sounds impossible.
Pre-cell phone.
This is pre-cell phone, pre-internet.
Yeah.
There's two-way radios.
Right.
There wasn't even Nextel yet.
Wow.
So I just said, screw it. Dropped out of college, we started the business.
Wow.
And, for the next 21 years, we were building that company. But we had some challenges along the way. And, every business has every leader has a moment of truth, so to speak. And we probably all have a lot of moments.
Yeah,
of truth.
sure.
But the big one that I had was, we had a small investor, and his name was Roland. He was a big corporate attorney. This was back probably around right when the internet was starting. He had some good exits. He was doing great. And he put a small amount of money into our business to help, with cash flow, help with technology development. And he would always ask me every quarter, ask me about the business, how's it going? And I'd always have the same answers. Like, hey, revenue's great, our people are awesome, our customers love us, we're really good at what we do. But gradually, he started asking me tougher questions.
Yeah.
Tougher questions based on the levers that, are going to move the needle in our business, either forward or backwards. We call those vital factors now, which are those, what are those, the 20% of the KPIs that are really the ones that are going to propel us forward or hold us back. Yeah. And finally, one meeting, sitting here just like this, I probably was this comfortable for the first part until he then proceeded to tell me what I'm going to tell you right now. And he looked at me and goes, Michael, you seem to be excited about the business, but you just, I don't feel like you really have a handle on a few things here. And he goes, if this was a publicly traded company, we would fire your ass as the CEO.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And so, we had 50 employees at that point. We weren't cocky.
Yeah.
We were just having fun.
Yeah.
Living our best life in our 20s, building a business.
Make a little money.
Not barely making money, working a second job in the beginning. I mean, we're just doing what entrepreneurs do. The stuff that's hard to do once you have kids.
Yep.
So I went to my forum, my EO forum, EO-YPO forum.
Yeah.
And I told them the story, and none of them really had a good answer for me. But there was one guy in there who was a CPA. And he said to me, he goes, you need to talk to this company called MAP. I go, okay. So I talked to MAP. I go to this 2.5-day workshop, and it's a deep dive on me, but it proceeds to not only explain to me who I am, why I'm that way, it gets 360 feedback.
Right.
I start to really understand what makes me tick, where I'm good, where I'm bad. They give me a toolkit of how to run a company.
Wow.
And I'm just like, this is unbelievable. So we ended up sending all of our managers through this workshop, brought a consultant in, and for 15 years, this coach was in our business every month running an accountability system in our company to make sure that we had a good plan, that everybody was goal setting, everybody was being measured on the right things, ultimately accelerating our performance.
Right.
Yeah.
And, that was the main reason why we were able to buy all those companies and eventually package it.
Because you ended up buying multiple companies.
Well, we bought 10 companies.
Tell us about those.
Yep.
I'm curious, about the...
So we were not smart enough to buy companies that were giving us new distinctive capabilities.
Okay.
We bought companies that did exactly what we did in different geographies around the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'd buy a smaller company. We had an incredible financial arrangement to make that happen where we would put a down payment, and then they would hold paper for us. So
Okay.
we never had to go raise money for that.
Wow.
Okay.
Never took on any institutional debt for that. And never missed a payment, took care of everybody that,
Wow.
every company we
That's
bought.
awesome.
And we just integrated them. And the trick was, as I think back on it, we had, like, while they were very, very well-run businesses, smaller businesses, they were maybe not as advanced in certain things that the culture may have needed because
Yeah.
you have employees.
Sure.
And we came in and we were able to offer technology, management systems, different compensation structures. And as I look back, like I said, it's like there was a little bit of that what's in it for me from the employee perspective,
Sure.
which I didn't think about as much back then. So anyways, but that was our strategy or that was our growth plan, was to acquire companies.
So integration. I mean, you kind of glossed over integration like it was easy, but that's the key, right? When you're
Keys,
acquiring
yep.
companies, you keep or you lose the value in integration.
Yep.
Tell us what integration looked like for those 10
Yeah.
companies that you bought.
Well, first and foremost, we took, great entrepreneurs in those businesses, but we knew that the entrepreneurs were going to struggle to be in a professional setting of accountability
100%,
yeah.
where we were holding them accountable.
Yep.
So we let them all just kind of like hang out, be the ambassador, and we took their best qualified number 2, promoted them to be a general manager.
Oh, interesting.
And so that general manager then, every month was in our office, even
Wow.
through the financial crisis. They were in our office with all their peers from around the country, looking at their scoreboard for their site.
Wow.
And doing development. So that was one key piece. The best story I like, though, we had to integrate the technology.
Yeah.
So we had a really good back end technology. They all had websites.
Sure.
And so we were like, how are we going to move everything over? And my favorite story is how we had a page on our website that
Yep.
looked like their website, and then people would come in through and they'd place their orders. But now when they placed their orders on day one, they were placing them on our technology.
Yep.
Oh,
But we
okay.
always had this real issue with how are they going to log in and all this stuff? So we literally just we said log in when people would come in.
Yep.
We say just log in, put your username and password in. They didn't know the difference.
Right.
And whatever they put in for their username and password, we just made their username and password without having
Yeah.
to go through the whole reset your
That
thing,
is
set it all up again.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it worked perfectly. And so
great.
They're like, what's my password? You're like, you got it.
you got it. So, but the key point to your question about the integration, Josh, is from the minute that we did a simultaneous close and integration. So we close on February 28th. On March 1st, that new company was running 100% on our platform.
Wow.
The client didn't know it, but it looked like they were on their
Yeah.
old platform.
Yep.
And what that allowed us to do is get the data right away, and allowed us to run those businesses from day one with the right vital factors and KPIs that were necessary to check on the performance and manage it.
That's
Now I got a
huge.
question. How did you go from pre-mobile app,
Yeah.
Uber deliveries, all these different things? What was the workflow of?
Yeah.
If I order something, is it going to
Yeah.
the old Domino's pizza driver type thing, and they would
Yeah.
bring it to me?
So similar. So the first step was find a technology company that you're going to put a bunch of money into to build your technology platform,
Yep.
and watch them go out of business. Okay, and deliver nothing. So that was step one. Okay.
Yes.
Step two was we built a website, and then we were like leasing software, whatever it is
Sure.
where you pay.
License it.
Yeah,
Yep.
licensing, paying
Yep.
it, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. And so we were migrating the business onto the web. It was going into our back end CRM. But we realized that we were growing too quick for what the technology was. So we had to buy the source code, brought in our own in-house dev team. And so now we owned everything.
Sure.
We had the website integrated into the back end platform. We controlled all the development, allowed us to do our CRM and do everything that we needed to do. So
And how'd you get the food delivered?
okay, so after we get the website built and the technology built, next thing that comes down the line is mobile phones.
Yep.
Our mobile phones. Well, through this process, we're just sending the orders to the restaurant via fax.
Okay.
And then
Oh, wow.
then we have two-way radios that we're radioing each driver, saying you're going to this restaurant for this order number.
And these drivers were your employees?
No, self-employed through. We had another story for another podcast. We
Yep.
built a separate company
Yep.
that just staffed our companies
Okay. Wow.
and other companies around the country. It would be a fax and then a two-way radio. Then as mobile technology came out, we eventually got it to, we still never got past the faxing.
Yeah.
So the restaurants were getting the fax with no customer information on it.
Right.
Because they'd try to steal the customers.
Dang.
And then the drivers would have the order text to them via the mobile phone. So they would communicate with our dispatch software. And so we always knew where they were.
Wow.
We could track them. We could tell customers where they're at and that type of thing.
And then when did the moment come where you guys were able to sell this to Grubhub?
So we had we were still acquiring companies. So we had a $30 million pipeline of deals lined up.
Yep.
But as I said, the way we structured these deals were like small down payment, seller notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as deals got bigger,
No one's
They
doing
didn't
that.
accept it.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are like, we're not taking that
Yep.
deal from you.
Sure. Yep.
And so we were out in the market trying to raise 10 million
Yep.
to do these deals. And we did not have a very good experience
Yeah.
trying to raise that 10 million. The valuations were bad. It
Sure.
didn't look right.
Yep.
But then out of nowhere, we get a call from Grubhub. And, our bankers started chatting with them. They were about to start competing with DoorDash. Uber Eats was around the corner. This is back in Grubhub was newly public and just printing cash.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just said they wanted to make a big splash, so they bought us and another company on the other side of the country.
Wow,
that
man,
I knew
that's
the
awesome.
owner, but we were selling our company to Grubhub at the same time and did not know that we were both negotiating
so
with the same
funny.
Did you
buyer.
guys ever have an honest talk about who got a better deal?
We got the same deal.
Okay, that's
Oh, wow.
at least good.
The exact
That's
same
at
deal.
least
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
That means Grubhub was like disciplined.
Like they didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I was wondering why is there no negotiation with
Yeah.
our deal here? Like, how did they come up with this number?
Yeah.
And then I find out like a week before, like the CEO calls me and he's like, "Hey, I just want you to know that we're making this announcement to Wall Street in 6 days. We're closing on blah 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 on the other side of the country." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Did not know that."
Yeah.
Wow.
And that guy had slept in my house before.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, anyways, they
So
launched it to
funny.
Wall Street. They had closed the other deal. We had 30 days of contingencies left.
So
And,
what year was that?
2015.
Okay, so what have you been doing for the last decade?
So I took a couple of years off and just I worked for them for a month,
Yeah.
or for a year.
Okay.
And then they fired me, so I finally got fired. They didn't need me
Sure.
anymore. And we had a great team. We trained them all through MAP.
Yeah.
Our managers knew what they
Yeah.
were doing.
Yep.
So they brought all 600 of our people over. Some of them are still there. They helped build out the national footprint. But after a couple of years of just coaching my kids, I had 3 boys.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "What are you going to do now?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm unemployable.
Yeah,
I'm an
yeah.
entrepreneur."
Yeah.
And she goes, "You need to figure something out."
Yeah.
And so I ended up circling back to MAP
Cool.
because in conversations like this,
Yeah.
before there were podcasts
Yep.
or early stages, and I'd be talking to entrepreneurs, and they're like, what did you do?
Yeah.
How do you become acquirable?
Yeah.
And I just would walk them through what I did with MAP.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I went to MAP and I was like, "What are you doing for the next 50 years?" And they're like, "We're trying to figure it out." And we put a deal together.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So what's your role with MAP now? Are you an integrate?
I'm a CEO of MAP.
Okay, great.
We have a full staff in sales, marketing, operations,
Yep.
and we have consultants. We have got some pretty big growth goals.
Cool.
And got a great team that we recruited out from
Yep.
other companies that everybody on my executive team and most of the consultants all built companies and sold them using
Okay.
our process.
Yeah.
And then they came here.
Love
Yeah.
it.
And so a lot of pedigree there, a lot of
Yep.
passion.
Yep.
And so we built technology and we're looking to really start leading with our tech platform.
Yep.
And we'll have a whole bank of consultants that
Sure.
will work with clients
Yep.
that really that are serious. We're not for everybody.
For sure.
Like, you have to want accountability in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
business.
yeah.
You have to understand that accountability is the key to everything you're going to get
Yep,
done.
yep.
And if you're ready for accountability,
Yeah.
accountability is not a bad word.
No.
Accountability is celebrate the win.
Yeah, it's a great
and,
word.
And create environments where people can thrive.
It's
to
a-
correct it. And so
It's funny. I was golfing yesterday with a buddy of mine who plays quarterback.
no accountability in golfing. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. with a buddy, quarterback in the NFL, and one of my other buddies had sent him a football to get signed.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And then he got traded, and so the ball never got signed back to my friend. And so all 3 of us were golfing at the club yesterday, and they come walking up to each other, and my buddy Joe's like, "Where's my ball?" And he just goes, "Hands up, I'm accountable." And I just
it.
love that. Like, it was
Yeah.
literally his response was, "Hand up, I'm accountable." And I think it's such a great position and reminder that, like, when you can create a culture where he wasn't ashamed, he wasn't embarrassed, he didn't make an excuse. He just put his hand up and said, "I'm accountable." And then he said, "Here's what I'm going to do to rectify the situation."
Yeah.
That is exactly what accountability is
Yep.
about, because
Yep.
the people that want it and understand it, your employees want accountability. Let me just rephrase it. Your best employees want accountability.
right.
They want to know where's the goal line.
Yep.
How do I win? And
Yep.
by the way, when I win, let's celebrate.
Exactly.
And what are you going to do to help me get there?
Yep.
That's what accountability
That's right.
is. And unfortunately, people get scared off by it a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
And there's nothing to be scared of, because you can use accountability in your favor to get the
Well, I
things that
think
you want to get
we
done.
live in a shame culture, and we
Yeah.
live in a CYA culture.
Yeah.
And when it's like, wait a minute, accountability and even failure is opportunity.
Yeah.
But that's a cultural thing. I mean,
Yeah, it
that
is.
starts at the top. You
Yeah.
know. So
That's why our first engagement with any client is with the CEO.
yep.
We're like, Because if the CEO doesn't want to push it down,
Yeah.
forget about
Yeah.
So how many companies does MAP work with in a year?
it. Probably 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're still regional, a little bit boutique-ish, but
Yep.
like we have a revenue model of reoccurring revenue,
Sure,
and we
yeah.
work with our clients every month.
Yep.
So and then we have a workshop we just got done. That workshop that I went to, that I said 20 something years ago,
Yeah.
still do it. Two
amazing.
classes every month. We just trained 30 some people last week.
Yep.
There was someone here at this conference, and they were like, two of my people just got trained by your
That's
company last
awesome.
week. I'm
Wow.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
And
big impact.
so it's pretty cool. It's pretty transformational. The workshop that we do for
Yep.
CEOs and
Yep.
managers, and then the process. It changes lives.
Man, I love that. What a fun thing too to circle back to the thing that was so instrumental in you.
It's crazy.
Because
though.
you
yeah.
know that you innately know, and like you talked about in the panel you led of just this is purpose.
Yeah.
It's like
It's purpose driven because
Zen animals. That
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
her story. Like you're right, it's purpose driven, but building a business is hard. Like this is not any easier than the first business. In
Nope,
some ways,
no.
this is more challenging.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like because I'm coming in there thinking, oh, I know what I'm doing. No.
Yeah.
There's just things that like I didn't anticipate. Like buying a 65-year-old company.
Right.
Culture.
Right.
Things like that. Scale. Process. And they're super process oriented, but they were built for boutique-ish versus scale.
Exactly.
And so now we're circling back, and as I brought on an incredible executive team, they've challenged the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And they're like, you need to be a better CEO. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's
they're like,
awesome.
We want to move faster. And so
Wow.
we upped our goals, and now the team's fired up.
How cool to be a CEO and to have a team that would do that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was comfortable at the time is a different story, but that's what you want as a CEO.
As soon as your business crosses, you can't sit there and say you want to have a growth business, but you're acting like a lifestyle CEO.
That's right.
Oh
And one of the reasons we sold to Grubhub was, even though the money was great, so it was
Sure.
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But just in case, like maybe we shouldn't. Like my one partner was like, "What am I going to do?" By the way, that partner retired the next day, hasn't worked since.
Get out of here.
He's loving life.
That's amazing.
And so, but I looked at my two partners and I'm like, we're working 40 hours combined a week. This is a lifestyle business.
Yep.
And we're going to go compete with a public company and a venture
Oh, you saw
capital-backed
it.
company
Yeah.
out of
Nope.
California.
Yep.
I'm like, this deal's a great deal.
Yeah.
They're valuing us like a tech company. I'm like, okay,
Right,
we'll take it. Yeah.
Right.
So we cashed out. But the point is when you transition, and I even mapped for me for a little bit, it was becoming a lifestyle business. And then I recruited these great people.
Yeah.
And they're like, bro,
Yeah.
step it up.
Yeah.
And I had to step it up, and it's been awesome.
That's
great.
so cool, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Anyways.
It's fun.
Well, man, amazing story.
It's fun.
It's an absolute blast hearing people take. We always say this: whenever you build something that somebody wants to buy, that's incredible. And it's one thing to build something that can be cash flow positive. It's great to build something where you can provide for other people.
Yeah.
But when you build something that someone else wants,
Yeah.
that's a pretty stinking cool thing. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you. It's pretty cool. And I'll tell you, we could do a whole nother podcast on just the execution of building that business.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of stuff that I love to
Oh,
talk about.
yeah.
My story's fun, but like that's better.
Oh, yeah.
That's because it's really about how we're going to deliver value
That's right.
to
Yeah.
the audience.
Yep.
That's what I love. And other entrepreneurs. But the one thing I learned over the years that has shocked me is I fully underestimated how many businesses could be sold. Every business out there can be
That's
sold,
right.
pretty much. I mean, now some of them you're not going to sell for much because you didn't build
There's
it
a
the right
story
way.
there, though. There's a
Yeah.
story
There's
there.
like if you go to this forum today and you're like listening to build your story, operational excellence, make sure your financials and everything are clean. If you build the right kind of company, I never knew how many of these companies sell.
Yep.
Like I was a 25-year-old, I
Right.
didn't know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, every entrepreneur I grew up with,
Yeah.
over the last 25 years in YPO and EO, it's like 75% of them sold their company.
Yeah. Exactly.
You are who you hang around with.
It's true.
Right?
You
It's
are
true.
who you hang around with.
And so it's like I tell
Yeah.
my boys, this will be my last comment
Yeah,
because we could keep going. I tell my boys three things. I go, listen, you are what you think about, so think big. You are what you repeatedly do, so have the right habits. And you are who you hang out with,
Yep.
so make sure you're around people that are going to bring you up. And it's the exact same thing in business.
I love that.
Think big, put habits in place, and surround yourself with the right people.
Man, I love that.
Anyways.
Gosh, Michael, thank you for taking time and
great.
just
You guys are
sharing.
fun.
Yeah, man, this is incredible. And
Man,
Great
we
session.
love it.
the best is yet to come. How fun for all of us to be in a beautiful season where we get to do amazing things,
Yep.
share the lessons that we've learned. And so
Yep.
thank you for doing that today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome, man.
Okay.